Hi, we're going to do intense hip stretches. We're going to stretch out your piriformis, and that's located right under your glute muscle, deep inside there, your piriformis. And we're going to stretch out your psoas, which is attached to your lower lumbar spine. And it goes through across the pelvic and attaches to the inner femur. And it's responsible for lifting the knee up towards your body. So walking, sitting can cause this muscle, the piriformis, to get pretty tight. And then lastly, we're going to stretch the inner groin. So we need to warm up our muscles a little bit before we get started. So please lie down on your back. And we're going to start by hugging the knees towards the chest. You're familiar with these warm-ups. Hands come to the knees for knee circles in opposing directions. This warms up the hips in and around the sockets. And then you might want to reverse your circles. The next time the knees come to center, you can hug the knees in. Arms float out into T for reclined twists with movement. So warming the spine. You get a nice stretch from the hip to the knee when you twist, the IT band. You can even straighten your legs each time you twist. And then we're going to move into the windshield wipers. Woo, sorry, I kicked the microphone. So the next time the knees are at center, feet come down, hip width distance apart or greater. And you're going to let your knees sway from side to side. Just a few more. We're creating heat, so we want to kind of go fast. So if your windshield wipers are very, very slow, speed them up a little bit if it's comfortable with your back. Okay. Alrighty. Slow them down now. I know. First go fast, then go slow. And bring the feet so that the heels are lined up with the sit bones, with your bum. And then right ankle over left knee. Pick up the left foot to draw the left leg toward you. About 3 breaths. I want to remind you that you can rock from side to side. Foot comes down, cross the legs, twist. Knees are going to go left. We're going to roll to the back. Right knee comes towards your armpit. You can hold on to the shin or the foot for an inner groin stretch. And release. We're just going to repeat. So knees bent, left ankle goes on top. Pick up your right foot, interlace your hands behind your right thigh or around your shin. We're going to take this into the twist. So right foot goes down, cross the legs more. Knees go to the right. When you roll to your back, you're going to uncross, knee towards armpit. I cut myself shaving. Right on the ankle bone. And it won't stop bleeding. Seriously, I've been putting bandages on it for about an hour. And release. Soles of the feet face each other, knees open out for more inner groin stretch. This is a good place to incorporate the deep abdominal breath. So we're still in warm-up phase. So if you're wondering, where are these deep stretches? They're coming. When you inhale, expand your belly. And when you exhale, soften your belly. Okay, we're going to bring the knees up, hugging the knees in one last time. And you can rock and roll yourself up to seated, or you can turn to your side and gently press up to seated. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is come to the hands and knees. You know, lift up into a down dog. Oh, just a few breaths. And you're going to start walking the feet towards the hands and the hands towards the feet. So eventually you're hanging upside down. You can sway the arms from side to side. Okay, we're going to warm up by stepping the right foot back into a lunge. And I'll let you decide if you want your knee down or your knee up, or a little bit of both. When the knee touches the ground, that's called a low lunge. When you lift the knee, that's called a high lunge. And your hands can stay on the mat, or you can lift up, or you can reach up. Okay, tuck your back toe, lift the back knee, lift the bum, giant step up. And just repeat on the other side. Okay, let's take another breath. This time we're going to step back into a plank. And your knees are going to come down. Sit back on the heels, leaning back, stretching the front of the legs, the thighs. Remember, you can lift your bum to stretch more in the quadriceps. Okay, we're coming down and we're going to get started. The first thing we're going to do is pigeon pose. You may want to place a blanket close by. You might need it. You won't know until you try it. So we're going to go to downward facing dog to begin. And you're going to take your right leg up to the ceiling. You can bend the right knee if you like. All right, now what you want to do is look up between your thumbs, and you're going to take your right knee all the way up between your thumbs. Your right knee, not your foot. I'm going to turn a little bit more. Your right knee comes up between your thumbs, and you're going to stretch out your back leg. On the back leg, the kneecap is pointed down. Now this is where a blanket can be helpful. If you're way up and your hip is very far away from the ground, you can take a blanket and place it under your sit bone. and then you sit down on the blanket. In yoga, this brings the floor closer. How can I explain that? So we want the sit bone down on the floor, the hip on the floor, not the sit bone, but the hip. And if that doesn't happen, you modify, you recreate the floor. So we turn the blanket into a floor. I think that made sense. Okay, now students always ask me, what is the front leg doing? And that's because they may have taken some intense yoga class where there was all these rules on what to do with this front foot. For today, don't worry about it. All you're going to do now is stay where you are, or you can walk the hands forward, or you can come down on your elbows. Some of you will be able to lie down on the ground. Just accept where you are. Once again, I think I've said this in a different video, just because you're all the way down on the ground doesn't make you better. It doesn't mean you are a yogi or not a yogi. It's just where you feel the stretch. Some people need to go further to feel a stretch, and some people only have to go a little ways. Now I have something in my hair. Okay, we're coming out. So if you're all the way down, you're going to start to walk the hands towards the body. And you get your hands under your shoulders, straighten your elbows. Fingers are spread. Tuck your back toe. Lift your knee. Push the floor away and get your leg out. And we're just going to repeat this on the other side. Let me get back into the camera. Okay, left leg comes up, and you can bend that knee. Left knee now comes up between the thumbs. Back knee comes down. Maybe put the blanket under your hip. Did you notice that one side is easier than the other side? This is definitely my tight side. This is called pigeon pose, and there are many variations to this posture. One is to come up real tall and bend the back knee and reach back for the foot, or you can hook the foot into your elbow. You can reach up and hold hands with yourself. But now I'm just showing off. Sliding the hands under the shoulders, straighten the elbows, tuck the back toe. Down dog. Okay. Child's pose for about 3 to 5 breaths. The next one we're going to do is called frog pose. This stretches the inner groin. Men are usually pretty tight in the inner thighs. I like this pose quite a bit. Okay, you're going to separate your knees about hip width distance apart to begin or more. Hands and knees. I think I'll go this way. You're going to separate your knees about hip width distance apart, hands and knees. And you're going to start to separate your knees. And you're going to line up your ankle bone with your knee. So look back, ankle bone to knee. Now this can be very uncomfortable, and a lot of students feel better if they take the toes towards each other. From there, you're going to come down to your elbows. And now we're going to rock forward and backwards. So towards your head, towards your feet. So we're going to move towards the head in that direction. So forward to the crown of your head. And now you're going to lean back towards your heels. And that's where the intense stretch happens. And we can go forward again and back. And again, if this alignment's not working out, just bring the feet in a little bit. Or just bring them in to experiment with the difference, if any, feet out, feet in. It's intense. I read once that this pose can help with your posture, help improve your posture. Because the muscles, when they get tight, they pull you forward. Now we don't want to jerk out of this posture, so you're going to bring the right hand to the floor and bring in the right knee a little bit. Left hand to the floor, left knee in a little bit. You can heel, heel, knee, knee. And relax. Now we're going to go into the psoas, that muscle that attaches from the lower lumbar through the pelvis to the femur. So we're going to do a lunge with a side bend. So it helps if you have a yoga block or a chair next to you. I'm going to grab my bolster since I don't have a chair. And we'll pretend it is a chair. Or a coffee table. Okay, so we're going to go into a lunge. Let's take the, I'll mirror you. So let's take the left foot forward. And the right knee down. And you want your knee over your ankle, back knee down. Front knee over ankle, back knee down. So remember, the psoas is attached here to the inner femur, the inner thigh. So we're going to lift up. It's critical that you lift up your body here to stretch the psoas. Because it's coming up into this area of the lower belly. Okay, hand goes to the chair, the coffee table, the floor, the yoga block. The left hand does. And the right arm is going to reach up. And you're going to side bend. It's a little too high for me. I'm going to take it down to the block. Last breath. Intense side stretch. Okay, we're going to circle forward. Hand comes down. Tuck your back toe. Lift the knee. Down dog. Knees come down. Both knees come down to the floor. Now you need something on the other side. So if you're using a block or a bolster, that's fine. But if you're using the coffee table, you're going to have to turn around. Okay, this time the left leg goes forward. I'm sorry, the right leg goes forward. Right leg forward. I'm mirroring you and I got confused. Right leg forward, left knee down. Hand goes to the floor, the block, the chair, the coffee table, the couch, doesn't matter. I'm going to straighten up, reach up, and this might be enough. I can totally feel it on this side without the side bend. So I'm not going to side bend too much on this side because I don't want to hurt myself. Okay, we're going to sweep the arm forward, down. Sorry, I hit the microphone again. Tuck your back toe, lift the knee, step back, knees come down. Whew. Moving back into the piriformis. Go ahead and sit down, bringing the feet in front of you. This is called cow face pose in yoga. So you're going to take your left leg, again, I'm going to mirror you. So you're going to take your left foot and slide it underneath the right leg. And you're going to try to get your heel as close as you can to your sit bone. Okay, now your right leg goes over. And I'll show you what it can look like. Okay, it can look like this, but it will probably look more like this with the knee up, or maybe you didn't cross all the way. It doesn't matter. You're going to still get a stretch in the piriformis. All you have to do now is lean forward. Last breath or two. Okay, you're going to slowly roll up and help the top leg back to center, bottom leg, center, and repeat on the other side. So now the right leg goes under, left leg goes over. I usually heel toe, wiggle my feet out. The first time I found this stretch, I was amazed. I could not believe what a deep stretch that is. Now this is my tight side. Last breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. And when you're ready, get the legs out. Remember to drink a lot of water. And I will see you in the next class. Thank you. Bye.